Welcome back. You're still watching Nile Cruise on Nile TV. And while humans appear not to have evolved biologically, over the last few thousand years, the societies they form and within which they live evolved significantly, such that the societies bear the little relationship to the societies of 100 or 1,000 years ago. Examining social evolution is characterized not only with the practical difficulties, but with the sensitivities to the politics, economics, theories, social psychology, subjective attitudes, and other things. Ancient Egypt was the first ever nation state, and the first national societies arose here and flourished before there were any politics, economics, theology, and sociology. To be speaking more about that and the social system engineering, we have the founder of it, Dr. Ahmed Salah Rifky, with us today. Dr. Ahmed, thank you very much for being with us today.
Thank you so much, Doctor. First of all, tell us more about that science that you've introduced. I understand that you're the only Egyptian who has started such a science here.
Yes, actually starting by my background, I'm engineer. So for all my education and formation, I'm doing and solving problems, industrial problem, using our science of engineering. So when it's come the time of the revolution, everything, and I start to find my friends are getting conflict, I start to sit with each parties of them, and I found that the problem is social, it's not political. It's all about unemployment, it's the money is not enough and everything. So I start to work on the social problems. Because I'm engineer, I start to take the problem or the social problem like we took it as industrial problem, and I start to work on use it all the matrix and the equations and the tools that we have educated, and we start to solve the problem from its roots. So this is when it comes the social and it's coming with the engineering. So we are solving the social problems using the engineering science and technology from its roots. So instead of doing and giving a lot of painkillers and we didn't solve the problems, let's solve it from its roots. So we have, like each problem, we have a lot of equations, and those equations are connecting in some variables, and those variables are the root causes. So if we are tackling these root causes, so a lot of problems can be solved with less resources and more optimistic.
So what about the main factors that affect the social system engineering, in your opinion? What are they?
Actually, one of the problems that I can feel, we are talking always to solve the political issues, to solve the economical issues, and we forgot about the social issues. When you get into the site, you will find that to have a very strong economical system or political system or whatever, you have to have the base itself. So let's say that we can say that the social system is like a model, and we want to put a clauses on it. So we design an economical system on it. So the problem currently, we don't have a social system or recognized. So we have the social system, it's randoms, and we're trying to get some economical system, import economical system, like a French, for example, and put this dress on a very random structure, so it gets destroyed, and we cannot forecasting, and we cannot better know. So, but if we know very well our structure or social structure, we can build better in economics, because the economics it's a way of communication between the individuals and the societies. It's numbers, but it's communication. So how can I get an economics and I don't know where to communicate, or the flow of the economics or the flow of communication and how it works. So this is very important to optimize or building better social structure, and then we implement more economical structure to have better communication between the individuals, and then we can make politicals and everything. So the root, the base is the social structure, which we always ignore. Unfortunately, that's why we don't advance. It's always we are in the same loop.
Now, would you tell us more about the mechanisms you employ? Like, do you talk to people? Do you hold seminars? Is it through the internet? How do you connect?
Let's say that the society itself is like a human being. It has a mind, it has a heart, it has a muscles on the ground, and it has a thinking. So I cannot work only on the ground and on the muscles. and I cannot only work on the heart, and I cannot only work on the mind. So we work together, and so the point that after I did, and I was the founder of this science, I found it was it's backed. It's 13,000 years ago. When I went to the plateau there, I found that the pyramids is the social structure. It's the layers of the social structure, and who's protecting the pyramids? It's the Sphinx, which we were kids, we keep it stored. So the Sphinx itself is like this. It has the muscles of a lion, it has the courage of a heart, and it has the mind of a human being. So that's very important when we talk about the society. It has the basic elements. So when we talk about the mind, we have to have a thinking structure for each one, so he can get protected. Because who are we except what we read and what we listen and what we watch? We are nothing. It's only we are listening this. So this is building our personality. So if there is no protections, so the personality can be on very bad directions. So it's very important to build this and to start to protect our new generations and into this. So this is the mind, for example. So we start to say no. Take care what he's watching now in the movies, or his role model in the movies. He's what he's becoming. So it's very important to do this. So if we're talking about the mind, if we're talking about the heart, like the media, for example, because for shooting a cadre or a fact, there is a fact. If you are not putting the facts on the evidence, for example, if we say, oh, this policeman has killed this innocent person, but this is a fact, yes. But we didn't say that this person has make bad things to this officers, and this is before the story or before this. So when we shoot and we take these facts, or we make a synchronize, or we put it not into the orders and put this as a title in a newspaper, so the people don't read the details, so they get a very bad perception. So managing the perceptions also is coming from the heart, or how to manage the media and put it. So when we talk about the on the ground, it's very, we can say that Egypt is the best civilization. It's true, but when we come to the ground, the people or the tourists, when they come and they see the bad management, everything, they cannot imagine, or they cannot know it's something wrong. It's not. So the very important that the three together, the mind and the heart and the muscles of the communities, start to synchronize together. And the things that synchronize also is the thinking, or fikr. It's the dream.
Ideology and thinking.
Yes. So this is very important to have all this synchronized together. And we cannot work in a piece of pieces, because one of the problems that we are doing this, I can do a very good educational formation for the kids and tell him, please don't throw something on the ground. But when he returned back to the house and he finds his father is throwing something in the ground, so all my investments is gone. Because so when we work into society, I have to work from upside to down.
So the social system engineering can actually analyze the past of an individual or the society, can control the future of the individual or the society. Do you think so?
One of the things that I'm working into the engineering is the prediction, because each one of us, it has an equation. For example, you read something and you start to make likes on Facebook or Twitter or whatever. So I can know with the keywords that take you into the actions. So and after reading this, you go to this way, or you receive a code from your friend and you start to so all this. It can be an equation. Each one of us has equation. For example, if I say, wow, there is a fire here, so I predict each one who's going to hide and who's going to scream and who's going, based on the statistics and based on the histories coming.
Yes.
So we can currently, which I'm working on, I can, and I'm trying it on myself. I'm trying my personality. I'm taking my personality onto a microprocessor using neural networks, something in the engineering. I have the input and I have the output, and I don't understand myself because I have those. But the neural network is starting to make connections, and I put it into the microcontroller or the microprocessor. It can predict my behaviors. This is one person, but if we can talk about a society itself, we can predict. instead of doing and putting decisions, and after we make this decision, the people get upset and we withdraw this again. Why not we make this into a simulation and we start, because we are trying to make the people happy. This is the main purpose. So we can predict. It's based on the behavior and the needs of the individuals. So this is the engineering side.
Now, actually, I understand that you have a variety of publications, and one of your books is about ameliorating people's lifestyle. Would you tell us more about that, please?
Yes. One of the problems that we have, that the people get confused between their aims and their means. For example, when we talk with someone of, my dream is to get the car, whatever the brand, luxurious car, and I go and sit into villa in this compound and this compound. So we start to say, guys, this is not an objective, it's not an aim, it's a mean. The car itself, it's a mean of transportation to get you to your main objective. So the people are lost. They don't know their objectives. They don't know why they are here on earth, why they are being created. They get lost. They always they think of short terms. They think the means it's their goals. So the problem now, it's after he's get the car that he's dreaming of, he get happy for 2 or 3 days, and then it's nothing. He forgets the happiness because he's lost. He doesn't know this.
And he will want something else. Something bigger, something faster.
Something make him more consuming. It's not productive. So this is the main problem. They are lost. So when we start to, guys, you have a mission here. You are born. You are not going to your earning hope. It's we are eating. We are sleeping. We are. It's not your own objective to eat better or sleep better or marry a better woman. Or this is not the objective. It's making you more consuming. You have to understand what is your mission and where you go, and you have to see
through social system engineering. Can we find the objective of living for everyone?
Yes.
In your opinion?
Yes, of course. It's very easy because if we are talking, we can say the top of the pyramid is the role models in each professions, and we have the education, we have the formation. But one of the things is the religion. So if we are talking about the religion, it's very easy to say that God created us to do 2 things: to make the earth better and to make it good. So if we are not talking about religion, we are talking about individuals. We want to be happy and success. So and some people are very successful but not happy. So they're very disappointed. So happiness is very important. And to do happiness, we have to identify the needs of each one, and we have to integrate together to be more happy.
Now, how do you do that? Like, do you interview people and ask them a lot of questions, and then you enter that in the computer? You've created a certain program that analyzes, or do you just let them talk freely? Tell us more. How do you get these points?
Actually, I was in the market research. I learned in the market research, in the commercials and all the marketing. The base of the marketing is the market research, is the consultant. So I learned this. This is the direct way.
Yeah.
But one of the problems that I find, if I ask you, because I was in the automotive, if I ask you what is the most important thing is the car. If you are going to buy a car, you are going to safety is the most important. I have to, my kids are more safe. But when to come into the reality, you are going to buy it based on brand or based on price, for example. So one of the problems that you don't know the answer. You're saying the answer, but you don't know your back mind. So what I'm doing now, it's what I was technology, because if I did this direct way, I'm going to get not the reality. Always the people are very honest and they want to give us the reality, but they don't know the real answer. But their back mind, it was programmed, is giving the real. So one of the things that I'm just telling in the engineering, artificial intelligence, it's named neural networks. Neural networks as a system, as we engineer, we have a system, we have an input, we have an output. So we always try whatever the input in, and we have the system, we can say...
Yes, but how do you put the input? Because definitely each one of us will have a totally different character and social needs. So how do you do that? Like, do you let them talk freely? How do you analyze and you sort out these inputs to put it in your database?
Yes, actually I can talk about myself. I can have the inputs which I am reading, because, for example, in Facebook you have all the log that you are doing. In the Twitter, you have the logs, and you know all what you are liking and what. So all this, I'm getting it and convert it into numerics. So it's all about numbers. So I have these numbers like 1 zeros, 1 zeros, 1 zeros, and then I have the actions that I did. It's based, currently I have my GPS and I have my calls that I make after I read this, I make a phone call, and so I have the log of my mobile, so I use it currently now. Later on, I'm going to put like a sensor for my heart, so if I read this news, it's my heart is getting happy or getting, so, and have a camera, but currently I'm doing this very basic these. So if I have the input and I have the output, the neural network or the artificial intelligence is starting to link the input with the outputs and to build a system that I don't know because I don't know myself. So he's going to build it. So after I'm predicting after 6 months from now, I will have Ahmed Salah Rifky into a microprocessor. So instead of making something, it's make me mad, take this and try it. So whatever.
Yes, Dr. Ahmed Salah Rifky, the founder of Social System Engineering. Thank you very much for being with us today on Nile Cruise, and thank you for such an interesting topic.
Thank you so much for your hosting.
Indeed, thank you very much. And now we will be moving to a quick break, but we'll be back for more on Nile Cruise. So stay with us.